Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to a very, very special edition of The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. You know who we are, but baby, you are here to hear us talk to an absolute icon. She needs no further words. Leiomy Maldonado is in the house today. We are all doing our best to not absolutely panic. Ma'am, thank you for
Thank you so much.
gracing us with your presence today.
Yes, it's an
We appreciate
honor.
you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Ma'am, your legacy, your beauty, everything about you speaks volumes that we don't have to, but we are going to anyway. And we are here to praise you and your accomplishments and everything in between today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I really appreciate all the love, especially with all the turmoil we've been having to deal with this American
Yes, ma'am. It's
BS.
uh it's a lot. We're gonna do everything we can to uplift everyone that we can. So that's all we can do.
Hello, keep
So
hope alive.
hmm
absolutely, absolutely. We want to talk to you about the World Pride Ball on Revry that we've got here, and it was sickening. It was incredible. We want to talk to you about that. We want to talk to you about you, everything in between. I want to start from the beginning though, because we've known you for a little bit. I remember you from ABDC.
That's
Hello.
right.
I wanna hear a little bit from you about how it felt in that time to bring ballroom culture and to bring trans identities to mainstream American culture in that time through ABDC, and how you felt during that time.
Honestly, 2009, it was a very tough year, especially being trans and having to go out into, the public and the world and basically tell them, oh, hey, I'm trans. And then you have the production behind you kind of like forcing me to say that I'm the face of trans. And that didn't fit well with me because I have so many trans siblings and not one story is the same, like yes, we all have things that are, bring us alike and things that we relate to when it comes to transitioning, but there's no reason why someone can be the face of being trans, especially me being like one of the first women of color that was openly trans. That for
hmm
me is something that I didn't witness, so it was tough. I felt like I was carrying the world on my shoulders, but I was there to showcase my talent, which was the reason why I went on the show in the first place. And honestly, it opened so many doors, and just me being visible on that show itself, it helped a lot of people have a place of like a relate have a place of like that they can relate to someone or see themselves in someone on TV, and I was that person for them. So it's been amazing.
You
It's
helped
still.
me you helped me feel like I saw someone queer at that time. So thank you. It
Oh,
meant a
thank
lot to
you.
me then, and it means a lot to me now. So thank you.
You're very welcome.
hmm
Somebody had to do it. And at the time, it was
Absolutely.
something that I didn't even realize the importance of it. For me and the members of Vogue Evolution, it was more so just showcasing the world where voguing came from. At that time, it started becoming popular with like Chris Brown and other artists using, voguing styles and things like that, but no one knew exactly where it came from.
hmm
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to talk about this World Pride Ball though, because I'm a person who does not really watch sports. I don't watch it on TV, so I'm not used to seeing programming where we're actually getting commentary from people throughout. And I thought that was a really interesting aspect to this World Pride Ball. We had Jack Mizrahi and Isla 007 doing the commentary. I was
Hmm.
wondering what your thoughts are, because I'm sure that's not something common in the standard ballroom scene. So, what are your thoughts of having it televised with commentary, telling people what they're seeing?
I think it's actually the most perfect way to introduce ballroom to the masses, because a lot of people, they know about voguing. Everyone's just so excited about voguing and how exciting the dance style is, but they don't really know what ballroom is, or like a lot of the other categories. So having that commentary live while the actual ball is happening, is something that's actually needed.
Mhm.
And it makes people want to be more involved. So that way, you're not out here feeling lost while you're watching the show. And also it also can educate so many people who are intrigued on walking balls, and maybe they're not interested in just voguing. So it shows them that there are other different ways to showcase your talent in the ballroom community.
Absolutely.
Yes. First of all,
And having Jack, I feel like Jack is like, he's basically the face of ballroom, especially nowadays. And he's been an MC for ballroom and has taken ballroom and been able to showcase ballroom and educate people about ballroom in so many different ways where everyone can pick it up and everyone can be a part of, or they
Mhm.
feel like they're a part of it.
Absolutely.
yes, I live for that. I live for that. That's why I was so happy when I even saw him hosting, like kicking the whole thing off. I was like, oh, okay, we're in for the real deal. McCoy, y'all are gonna let us know what the real tea is. You're not
They
gonna
got the
cut
real girls
corners
up there.
You're
or
gonna
be
get you're
goofy.
gonna get the best. You have the best possible people giving you the best possible commentary. It's
Right.
not
Exactly.
anything other than the best. And
Right.
it was fantastic. Fantastic.
Yes. Okay, so I have to say, I have to pivot back a little bit to ABDC because that was Vogue Evolution was like so much for me coming up as like a young little black queer kid growing up in Memphis, Tennessee, child, not knowing who, what, or where, but just seeing five just actually affirmed black queer people on stage being authentic, living their life, showing their truth off was just so inspiring to me. And like, I know that you've gotten the chance to work with Deshaun like so many times with Pose and with Legendary and with that too. Like, would you have even have thought like this is almost what 20 something years ago, back when this like was on national television, that like 20 years later that you all would still be such a like be in this such good working and personal relationship, or did you almost kind of like grow through that 20 years?
You know what's the crazy thing? A lot of people don't know that my first major ball that I actually attended and I competed in, it was actually me and Deshaun against each other, and we both got chopped. And it was in 2003, which is crazy. And then, like, 22 years later, we're like the king and queen of ballroom,
Right.
and
Wow.
Wow.
it's been an amazing journey. We've been watching each other grow and watching each other break barriers and be a part of this movement. That ballroom, took from going underground to actually. I wouldn't say it was the first time going mainstream because, of course, ballroom and voguing was introduced to mainstream, but this was the first time we helped it. We helped it have a place in
For like
mainstream.
the millennials, for like the
Yes.
2000 kids, like
Yes, for the future. We made it okay. Um we made it acceptable. We made ballroom be able to be celebrated in so many different ways, and it just feels beautiful, and it's for me it's just the beginning. So I this is just the beginning for my so
Love that.
That's
yes.
awesome. I did want to talk about these six challengers that we had competing in this ball. So I was wondering if I'm going to name off all six of them, and I just wanted to get like a quick thought from you, like maybe like first thing that comes to mind for each of them. Let's go ahead and start with Sean West.
Oh, Sean West, he's amazing, very athletic. His musicality is on another level, and he just loves. You can tell he loves what he does.
Mhm. How about Monster Babylon?
Oh, Monster is very passionate. Monster is one of them legends that has been slept on for so many years, and I love the fact that he doesn't give up.
Mhm. Nakia Zulu.
Nakia, she's one of the new girls in the scene. I wouldn't say new as in like she just came out last year, but she's one of the newer girls that are like the it girls. I love the fact that she brings like the classic femme queen energy and femme queen performance when it comes to voguing nowadays.
Okay, Persia Gorgeous Gucci.
Persia, one of the newer legends in the community, and she's been out for a very long time, constantly walking and constantly getting out there.
We have Una Alpha Omega.
Una's one of the newest of the kids, along with Sean. I love the fact that Una isn't in the box performer. Like she's very quirky and she's gonna play around and get out of her own comfort zone, and that's something that I enjoy seeing a performer do.
Right. And our last one is Ivy Miyake Mugler.
Ivy is phenomenal. I love Ivy. She's a daredevil. I see so much of me in her, her talents, and I just love to see her shine. She really, really loves what she does, and she has a passion for Vogue and ballroom. That's on a whole different level.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that I also was wondering about when it came to, I guess I would just say judging, not even just the world ball, but just a standard ball as someone who's I know has been on many, many of the judges panel. We were seeing some issues happening with like wardrobe malfunctions when it came to like Nakia during the first round, and then Sean was losing his shoe a couple of times. Are those things that you all factor into your final 10 or chop when it comes to making your decision, or how much does that weigh on your, I guess I'll say, visual of the performance?
Personally, for me, that takes away from the performance. You should be able to come out there and your outfit should be 100%. Your shoes should be able to stay on. It's just certain things that we supposed to be prepared for, especially when performing. A lot of times we get caught up in cute effects and looking cute that we forget some of the things, and it happens. But for me, I think it's more important to not show that. Like mishaps can happen in so many different ways, but it's how you deal with the mishap that kind of makes me go up. Like if you allow your mishap to take you down, then you failed. But if you allow the mishap to actually bring a better moment out of what you were trying to create, that to me is magical.
Can I also throw in one thing that I just thought was just one of the most iconic mishaps that got turned around was during Legendary Season 1 when Michaela walked by.
She grabbed that, and
baby, when
Lolita grabbed that cape.
When she grabbed that cape, and for me,
get over here.
It made one of my favorite things in the world happen is when you just have this visceral just scream at the camera when something eats that hard. Where you're just like, ah! I was like, yeah.
That moment lives rent free in my mind, and like I will walk by someone on the street sometimes, and I'm like I'll have one of those like knee jerk reactions where I'm like, will someone do that to me? Like I'm like, don't.
She did that to Pac Rat, right?
I actually miss being on Legendary. I actually miss being on Legendary and having those type of moments where I'm like losing it, because I'm a type of girl where if it's great, you're gonna see that it's great. If I don't think it's great, you're also gonna see that I don't think it's great.
Right. So. Right. Going along with that question, because obviously if you look cute, but you can't perform in something, like that's going to take away from your performance. So you have to think about those things as well. One thing to think about is if you're continuing to do your dips and your tricks after you're told to hold your pose, which we saw several many times throughout this ball, like all the commentators were continually talking about how those additional tricks shouldn't be counted. We want to know what you think about that. Like, should those things be counted? Should those things be, considered?
It depends. Sometimes there are times where like the competitors are like so neck and neck that they actually, they continue the category, they continue the battle, and sometimes it's needed, but majority of the time nowadays it's forced. So you can tell where it's like, someone feel like they didn't get enough out of their battle, so they want to do all this extra stuff. And for me, I don't count that. If you didn't have it in the time where before they told you to hold that pose, then what are you doing? That's when the eeny, meeny, miny, mo comes from me.
Right. Vogue is a subjective sport.
Yes.
I live.
So, as a drag entertainer, it's funny because it's one of those things that I started. I don't look at, but I'm pushing on the cute little 40. I had to throw a couple of face masks on because Pride season really wrecked my skin. But coming from back when I was doing drag and stuff like that, and there wasn't really a RuPaul's Drag Race, and then RuPaul's Drag Race kind of blew up and kind of started trying to work on doing some type of intersection of like ballroom in with drag, even though the two have always kind of been like, kind of sister family segments of each other and have
Right.
mixed before. Um, it's funny because one of the contestants that was on Legendary season 3 lives in Chicago. Is actually my drag niece, Sparkle.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I love her to death. I met her, I think, actually right after her season ended. And so she's also been talking to me too about kind of maneuvering the cross section of drag and ballroom.
Right.
Because she usually does realness when she does ballroom. But then drag, she has to work on adjusting it when it comes to doing more makeup and not relying so much on it being like it's a ballroom battle, but more of like
Mm-hmm.
a performance. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so what do you think about that when you see kind of the intersection of like drag and ballroom? Because we have, RuPaul's Drag Race girls or people that have done drag before as part of ballroom houses and vice versa.
I feel like the community is gonna be community. For me, I just feel like it's very important for the drag world to understand the importance of ballroom culture and what voguing means to us and why it was created and things like that. When a lot of times, they use it for their entertainment for like an extra point or two for their drag performances. It's not something where you can tell that they've been actually practicing and they actually put it a part of their actual performance. A
Right.
lot of times people are like, "Oh, Leomi, you've always had so much to say about RuPaul's Drag Race and the competitors. You hate RuPaul Drag Race," and it's like, no, I don't hate Drag Race. Why would I hate a community that is part of queers? Like, why would I hate that? What I dislike is the fact that a lot of times they appropriate voguing stuff with renaming it or like just blatantly making it look like a mockery. And then when we speak up, they're like, "Oh no, well, this is how we're gonna do it." And it's like, no, I'm sure you wouldn't want somebody to come into your drag world and start renaming things and taking things
Hmm.
because I want us to be this way instead of, respecting where drag came
Yeah.
from, the culture. I think it should be about that. This should be about the respect.
Yeah. I
Why can't we
100% agree
call
with
it a
that.
dip? Why can't we call it a
Right.
dip? It's a
Call it a
dip.
dip. Why gotta be called a
Call it a
shablam
dip.
or a death drop?
Like,
What the hell?
And they
well,
still
when
call
it's actually a shablam, call it that because there's a difference. But
Right.
when someone's doing a dip, call it a dip. Like,
Yeah, I
because
mean,
that's
so
what it
I
like.
get it. I get it. Some of the levels of the dips that the people do have showcased on the show
Yeah.
looks like a death drop, but
Yeah.
I also
it's
think
called a dip.
that's just a testament to how Black queer people can push the definition of like what it means for culture to be. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
I feel like
Yeah.
we're the blueprint when it comes to what's the hottest slang, what's
Yeah.
the hottest outfit, what's the hottest dance move, what's the hottest eye crease to do with your all of that kind of stuff. And like it's weird how when it gets so commercial to the point where it almost wants to become digestible for everybody, it loses its flavor almost. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because kind of piggybacking off of that, I came out pretty late, like in my late 20s. So my first exposure to queer media was Drag Race, and I would hear them say all these catchphrases and everything, and I'm like, oh, they made those up. And then eventually I watched things like Paris is Burning, and I'm like, oh, wait, so that was not originally from Drag Race. That started
Yeah.
somewhere
Hmm.
else. So I
Yeah.
know that's probably cringe, but I think there's a lot of people like myself, a lot of white people that are watching
Yeah.
Drag Race and need to learn where all of this is coming from. It's not
Right.
just Drag Race.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's
Mhm.
true.
But speaking of Drag Race, so we are all big fans of Law Roach. We love seeing your dynamic with him on Legendary. So when he made the move over to Drag Race as first a guest judge and then as a rotating host, we were all super excited for that. But I think I can speak for all of us when I say that we would absolutely love to see a reunion between you two on Drag Race. So I have to ask, would you ever go on there as a guest judge?
Yes, I would love to. I would absolutely love to go on there, especially as a judge or even like a dance coach. I feel like it's
Hmm.
needed. Haven't had a actual challenge with a real vulgar or, you know, that'll be the best way to actually bring ballroom. Well, I wouldn't say bring ballroom to Drag Race because there are ballroom. There have been some competitors in Drag Race that actually come from ballroom, but just actually bringing the real ballroom culture and what it means to be a part of ballroom.
Hmm.
I think it would be so cool. Like
When
I
I tell
think it
you,
would
everybody was
be
driving me crazy after Law Roach being on there. They're like, Leiomy has to be next. Leiomy has to be
right.
next.
Please.
I just need sides of y'all just cutting up. That's all I need. I just need
Yeah.
in between. I need y'all just like I need y'all giggling like schoolgirls up there for real. Because it's like
I need the whole like critique segment, and it's just the two of you cutting up. That's all I
I
need.
Literally.
I would live for that.
Yeah.
I would
I
live
would
for that.
love it.
For sure.
I need a Leiomy and Law reality show. Like I need one of these networks to just pick that up instead. Like I'd be fine with
that
that.
would be fab. That actually would be fab.
Reverie?
Even the way
Hey.
like HBO Max did Legendary was so dirty. They just canceled us and then they just removed us from everything.
Right.
I'm like,
For what reason?
Yeah.
for what reason we will never know.
But that is a good segue because I have a fun question to end off with for you, Leiomy.
Mhm.
And we're manifesting a return for Legendary at some point in the future because I would love to see it. I would love to see it. If we got ever a Legendary All-Stars, let's say we bring back everybody, because why
I would
not?
live for All Stars.
Yes.
Who wins? One house.
Honestly, I wanted one more season, right? I wanted them to do one more season, and then for the 5th season, they could bring back two of course, every winner from each of the past, but then two of the favorites, a favorite of each of the season, and bring it back for the All Stars. That would have been fun.
Okay. So in that scenario, then one house, who wins?
Who I would think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think would win?
Oh, baby, the House of Juicy is taking it home.
Yeah. Period.
The House
They
of
killed
Juicy
it.
is coming to play with nobody.
Nobody. Yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to my favorite house, and I was so happy to see Mother Erica because Lanvin has always been my favorite house. Yes, so I think they would do.
I love Juicy. I have a special place in my heart for Revlon as well.
Yes, the Revlons is so good.
I was so happy when I saw Vinny. I was like,
the Mugler's was good too.
I love Vinny. Kiona is my favorite Drag Race winner of all time. So
that's right.
Period.
I love her. I love her so fiercely. Juicy I think is the right answer. So
even the House of West, I would love to see the House of West back because
the House of
they
Tishi,
were my favorite.
The House of Tishi was so good.
Tishi is always going to be good. I think a dark horse, honestly, would be Alpha Omega, though.
Oh, for real.
Oh yeah.
I always loved Alpha Omega. I was like, I like a house that's a little bit different, but in a good way, like doing different things and like always unique and different concepts, always out of the box in the best way. Like
and Garcon. Man, so many good houses.
Please, someone bring back Legendary, please.
I will say I'm a bit partial because one, I did love it on season 1, and 2, I know one of the mothers, Lila Starr, my sister who lives here, but I would love to see a reckoning of the House of Escada. I'm very down for that.
Come on out.
Okay.
I'd be very down for Escada to come back.
Okay.
They set the tone. It was nice. It was nice.
Yes. Leiomy, words cannot even describe how much of an icon you are. You know it. We're gonna remind you of it. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, it's an honor. Thank you so much for reaching out.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad that I was able to come on here and chit chat with you all, and hopefully send you all some good love and light your way.
Thank you so much. You're the best.
It's been an absolute honor. Thank you so much.
Talk to you soon. Take care.
You too, baby. Oh my God, Leiomy.
Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, we're just as gagged as you all are, to be honest. Like, wow. Yeah, thank you, Leiomy, for an incredible interview. The kindest. And thank you, Revry, for getting us an interview with Leiomy. Go check out Revry right now. They are streaming the World Pride Ball for the entire month of July. It was filmed during World Pride Ball earlier during Pride Month in DC, featuring Leiomy, featuring Deshaun Wesley from Pose and Legendary, featuring Carmen Carrera from RuPaul's Drag Race, featuring 6 phenomenal Voguers. It's a fucking key.
Yeah.
It's
Who is your favorite?
Good.
It's very saving.
Oh, that's really difficult.
I'll say mine. My favorite was Sean West. I was obsessed with everything he was doing.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Ivy. I just love a Miyake Mugler. I love a Miyake Mugler. So it was Ivy for me.
Oh, baby, sorry. It's all about the Zulu tribe for me, honey. Cause
Fair.
No, I'm glad we named those 3 because all 3 of them killed it.
Everyone did so good. Everyone did so good, though. Make sure to go check out the World Pride Ball, available on Revry right now. Make sure to go check out all of Revry's content. They're streaming King of Drag right now, Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern. And we are doing our coverage of King of Drag as well. So make sure to check out our coverage of King of Drag, available on this channel, with a bunch of fun interviews coming. But just thank you, Revry. Thanks, Revry.
thank you.
We love y'all. With that being said, make sure to subscribe, like, and share on the way out, because we've got plenty of more interviews. I don't even know what to say anymore. Go get your merch, lanagcreations.etsy.com. Go follow all of us, all the links in the description. And with that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So cheers, y'all.
Cheers.